The learning zone. This zone is also termed as a chaos zone. It could be the most challenging zone, but it's a place where magic happens. If you have been in your comfort zone for a while, then your goal is to arrive at the learning zone. Hold tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The learning zone is actually described as a zone of chaos and a place where magic happens. In our first two videos, we talked about the feel-safe zone and the fear zone. The feel-safe zone is the first segment of the comfort zone. It's a zone where you feel confident about your abilities and capabilities. You feel you have everything under control. You experience extreme boredom in the feel-safe zone, unfortunately. And so this moves you to a place where you feel you want to grow and achieve some goals and objectives for yourself. And then that pushes you to the next zone, which is the fear zone. Within the fear zone, we talked about a breaking point because you've broken from your original spot of comfort, which was that feel-safe area of your life. At this stage, you begin to second guess yourself, and more or less you would believe others' opinion more than yours. And, it's a place where you fear, the unknown, because you're stepping out of a place where you've never been before. But also you start growing some hopes of how the future might look like, especially as you have a glimpse of your objective that you want to achieve or the success that lies at the end of the tunnel. Today, our conversation is on the learning zone. The learning zone comes immediately after the fear zone. You've faced your fears, and now is the time for you to face your challenge. What did you plan to achieve? You've left your comfort zone or your feel-safe zone, and you've moved to challenge your fears. And now is the time for you to move to the area of, crafting out a plan as to what your goal and objective is. Let's say, for some of us, we've been in a certain job for a while and we want to grow professionally. This is the time where we start sorting out a couple of options. What programs can I take? What connections can I build? What networking can I be involved in if I need to be able to move towards the goal that I'd set for myself from the onset? For some people, maybe they want to be able to, get a managerial role, maybe become a CEO, lead a company. This is a point where they might have to, start looking at, what will it take for me to become a manager, a director, or a CEO in my company, if that's your goal, and then start walking towards those areas. Are there some, training that will take? Is it just simply for me, maybe writing some papers for those that are online publishers? Is it for me building my connections to be a little bit stronger? Is it for me building my resume, my curriculum vitae, depending on whatever you use, which can enable me get to that objective? And for some of you, it might be, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to start my own business on my own. This is a place where you start mapping out that plan to see, okay, what business do I want to undertake? What does it take for me to be able to start that business? Do I need some capital? Do I need to approach the banks? Do I have some personal savings? How do I plan to use that savings? So all of this would definitely come into place. Remember, you've come too far, and so you can't turn back. This is the time where you need to map things out. For some people, they might need, the services of a professional. That could be a mentor within that field. It could be a peer that, has a little more knowledge within that direction that you want to take, or it could even be a professional coach. What some of us do is that we come, in this circumstance and be able to map out, the direction, the goal, the strategy, and work with our clients to be able to, fine tune that direction. But a couple of people who can actually achieve this on their own if they feel they are capable of doing that. And more or less it'll be about what goals are you setting? But despite the odds of the learning zone, you have to move forward because you've come too far. You can't turn back anymore. This zone simply maps out a couple of things, set some direction, set some action plans that you need to be able to put in place for you to be able to achieve an objectives. And like I said earlier, this is a zone where people want to get to, because once you've conquered a lot of those things before, it's much easier for you to be able to start moving forward in the learning zone. It's exciting, but it could also get a little bit overwhelming because you have lots of options for you to be able to move forward and fine tune just so that you have a direction and you're sure of what you want to actually achieve within a zone of this nature. In our last and final video of the series on comfort zones, we'll be talking about the growth zone. This is a zone where you start reaping some of the benefits of that decision that you took, right from the feel safe, the fear, and then the learning zone. Thank you for joining us today. This has been Ndoping Co. And if this is your first time watching our video, please visit our website, www.ndopingco.com, or visit us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, Ndoping Coaching. You can also follow us on Instagram, Ndoping_CO, or please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always do our best to provide some contents of value to our listeners. We appreciate every moment that you spend with us today. This has been Ndoping Co, as I say again, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next video. Thank you so much. Bye now.